Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Lena and today is just an upload to prepare you guys for my live stream tomorrow. I promised on my last live to show you the clip from the Manfred Mann Earth Band concert that I went to show you Mick Rogers. He's like 82 years old punching his guitar. It was like really wild to watch. And then you might wonder, what is this and how can this possible have anything to do with the drawing that I'm gonna work on my live stream? Well, all these miniature items, and here I'm trying to show you in my hand so you can see how small they are. It comes from an infatuation I had about building mini houses. And I totally adore all these porcelain items. But I realized that if you have to put them into something that you build, you have to glue them down. And I'm not so sure that I want to marry them to some sort of creation that I'm making myself. This is a kit that I bought on Amazon, the Paris Coffee and Cake Shop. You have to assemble everything on your own. It comes in a big box with a lot of loose items, and then you have to build from the bottom and sew and assemble, and it was such fun. I really loved this kit, and it was the first time that I tried to build miniature kits. And this one comes with electric light and also a little thing in the back that can play some music. Oh man, it is so adorable. But you have to build everything on your own. So if you, for instance, wanted to build a teapot, it consists of 4 items, like a big bead, a metal ending for some jewelry, glass pearls, and a metal wire that you have to bend. So even the small items is stuff that you have to build, and my fingers were just going stiff and hard because of the arthritis. So even though I wanted to build more and adventure this hobby more, I just had to stop, you know. It was just ridiculous sitting with like stiff hands trying to glue things together. So it became very tedious to proceed with this hobby, so I just simply had to stop. Also, when you look inside, I realized that all the small items, you have to glue them down, because otherwise when you move the house, everything would just like fall down and it would be a mess very quickly. So I don't have a problem gluing down things that I kind of, made myself, but I have an issue gluing down, those small porcelain china that I got in my collection. So I don't know why it's so dear to me. But yeah, inside this coffee shop we got Yoda and 2 small bears that belonged to my son when he was very little. So they kind of live in there in harmony. I still need a princess to get the room upstairs, but maybe she'll come eventually. But I think it's so hilarious that Yoda is sitting in there drinking tea with a bear. You can take the roof off of this building up here, so you can look down, and that's what I like, that you can enter the rooms from the top. So when I was done building this kit, I tried to build my own, and also using the style where you enter the rooms from the top. And here you see my own creation, and my son is the last person who has been fiddling with this, because he put a cookie inside the toilet, and I think because he's a guy, he forgot to bring down the toilet lid. Oh, typical, right? But it can actually close. But as you can see here, it's glued down built out of items that you can buy for jewelry, earrings, and beads, chipboard, printed out paper with bricks on it, and acetate as large fronts. And it was a really blast to build the bathroom because it was kind of clean, you know, not so many items. And yes, I made those toilet rolls myself. And then I ran into issue with the kitchen. Oh man, that's when I discovered that everything had to be attached with glue. And I kind of stopped
Yeah,
because I didn't want to do that.
All your stuff with glue in tiny houses. So that kind of put me off, you know. So I just shelved the project. And then Lori Pink Girly, I won one of her giveaways, and inside was this collection of Tim Holt tiny people, and it just brought back my thoughts to the tiny houses, because I could imagine that these people could, be glued in some kind of constellation. And then I was thinking, oh my god, I'm so stupid. Why don't I just paint a house, and then instead of having to build it, I can draw anything that I want. So that's how this drawing actually was born. Mainly because I was gifted the tiny Tim Holtz people, and also because I still like the idea of tiny houses. This sheet of paper is as tall as the two rascocks that it's leaning up against. So that's why I'm doing this upload, because I won't be able to show you this drawing in a proper way under my webcam on a live stream. I would totally make you guys dizzy and seasick if I'm trying to, get this huge sheet underneath my webcam. So let's just zoom in and go through it room to room. I was so lucky that one of my subscriber, Miss Jinx, hello, if you're watching, you were asking about this drawing, whether I finished it or not. And I did not finish it. I still need to paint a diner and the Irish pub. So I thought that I might stream and see if I can paint a little bit more on this house. But as you can see up here in the attic, that's where I think that the servant of this household should live. So I kind of thought that there was like 3 maids, and then there was a housekeeper, and she had her own room here, and then there were a nanny that also had her own room, and then the girls that works in the kitchen and as maids should share these rooms up here. And then there is a staircase for the staff going all the way down the house, so that the staff can move invisibly throughout the house. And this is the nursery where the nanny is looking after the baby. And I tried to take Victorian style under my wing, so that's why most of the house is the drawings that I made is from that area. So the toys is of course a rocking horse and a strolley that's in that style. This is a hallway, and you can enter the master bedroom of the Mr. and Mrs. who own the house, and it's this couple right here. And I tried to just have fun with also the paintings on the walls. So it was just fun to draw the wallpaper, the paintings on the walls, and all the furnitures. And then there is this chimney up here. So all the way down the building, we have fireplaces. Like this is the fireplace of the bedroom. the fireplace of the living room, going all the way down to the fireplace in the library. But yeah, let's try not to make you guys seasick, okay? If you go down the stairs, up here is actually a toilet. So if you go down the stairs, you come to the living room. And I chose the red wallpaper because it was not unusual that Victorian styled houses had red wallpaper. And I thought that when you enter the house, you know, the entrance is here. That's the front door. And that's actually where I think that I should glue in the couple standing on the stairs welcoming you to their house. Then you come up into this hallway where the guests can use the restroom and then also check their faces in the mirror before they go upstairs of this staircase. And the first thing they see is a bar, because I think it's very natural that the master of the house would say welcome to them by offering them a drink or something. And I was thinking about having the mother-in-law painted here in this painting, looking like really strictly down at the people having drinks. But then I was changing my mind, thinking that I think that at that time age, in the Victorian time, they would have like a grand portrait of Mr. and Mrs. in the house right there. And then you go into the living room, and they have this Victorian piano and Victorian couches, and they are painted from the side, so you can't really tell how long they are, the couch. And then I had such fun with the paintings, because the Victorian time age, oh, I had to look it up so I won't say something wrong. The Victorian time age spanned from 1820 to 1914. And I was thinking that if they had to purchase some artwork that could hang on the walls, it had to be some sort of early impressionistic paintings that were still affordable to buy, because this is not like a millionaire home. So I chose that on the fireplace they would have Monet. Monet was born 1840 to 1926, so it's within the time frame. And this is actually his lily pond. And then Monet also had some very landscape outdoor sketching. And then underneath the stairs, these two here, I thought that this Victorian house should be placed in Great Britain. So of course they would feature Turner, right? William Turner. And he was born 1775 to 1851, so it's still within the time frame of the Victorian era. And I thought that they, of course, would have his very dramatic sunset pictures. So I really like that a lot. And then you can open up these doubled glass-stained framed doors into the dining room, where there is this grand portrait of the Mr. and Mrs. in the house. And then also, you know, just the same dinner table in the same fabric as the living room chairs. It's just such fun to make this. Okay, but let's go downstairs. I had to move it up because I was, you know, sitting all the way down the floor. But when we go downstairs, you can go this way in this door here to the library. I went all out with all the details in the library, because that's like the heart of the room. And in some Victorian houses, the library had a staircase, so you could actually have like a first floor and walk up here picking your books. So you won't have like ladders that you had to crawl up on. So yeah, I really, really love all the details in this library. Lots of paper scrolls and statues and books, of course, and treasure chests. Like, you know, yeah, for me, I'm just such a big kid. It was just so fun to paint this. And then you can go to the kitchen looking like this. It's like, oh, I love this kitchen. And I love that it got like these bells ringing so that they know which room needs assistance when you're working in the kitchen. And I love that they have like this ladder here that they can scroll back and forth to reach the stuff in the cabinet. And then you can see that the maid just had some shopping and she just put it right there. Love all the details. This is such a fun drawing. And this is the door to the house, right? And then I was thinking that this empty space right here could be rented out to this young couple here where they're running a diner. And then this space over here could be rented out. You know, I need something for these guys here to do. And look, they're sitting and drinking beer. So why not make a pub right there? And then I was telling I think it was my hubby or my son that, oh, I want to make like an old Irish pub because this house is situated in Great Britain in my imagination. And then he said like, well, if it's from that time frame, it probably would just be called Irish pub because it's only later on that it's become old, you know. So I think I'm just gonna call it the Irish pub, and then I will know that it eventually throughout the years and centuries became converted to the old Irish pub. So yeah, that's how this drawing is so far in progress. And thank you so much, Miss Jinx, for reminding me about this unfinished UFO. I had actually kind of forgotten it a little bit. But I'm really, really glad to revisit this drawing. I don't know how far I was with this when I last dreamed about it, but I do know that it was very difficult for me to live stream and sketch. So cross my fingers. I hope that on Friday tomorrow I will be able to somehow either start sketching the diner or the Irish pub. And then just zoom in on that small area so I won't make you guys seasick. So, yeah. Thank you for watching and see you on my live stream. Bye bye.